Hey guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to the Yamaha Tracer 7. So just going to take her for a ride today. Going to go over some tech specs, etc. Basically find out, is this bike, first off, the best middleweight tourer on the market compared to its competition? And also, approaching it, is this really all you need from your motorcycle? Do you need that huge adventure bike? Do you need to be spending the extra wedge on a super powerful sports tourer when this Yamaha 7 could potentially be all you need? Stay tuned, let's go for a little ride. Woo! Yeehaw! Wow! You can tell it's been raining a little bit in the UK. Look at that! I've been away out of the country for a few days and I got back and apparently England has just been swamped. God. Anyway, back to the Tracer 7. Let's try and avoid the floods. That's pretty high water. That's usually just a field, that. Very bad. Let me know in the comments if you've had any flooding in your area. I hope the roads are okay. So guys, the Tracer 7, here she is. Sorry about the weather, it is crazy, it's on and off. One minute it'll be sunny and then the next it's literally hailing. And we're in a hailing moment, but let's crack on with the review because this is the type of bike you're going to be riding all year round, or you could be riding all year round for sure. So retailing at £8,800. Competition wise, it's very much up against the Triumph Tiger Sport 660, Kawasaki Versy 650, and possibly the V-Strom 650. However, I think the V-Strom's going to be phased out for the new 800 that's coming in. So yeah, that's really its competition. It's sort of a middleweight sports tourer, I think we can describe it as. What we got, let's quickly go over the engine. Got a parallel twin with a cross-plane crank, the CP2 engine, so it just gives it a nice sound and nicer character to the motor. Really cracking engine this. We'll get on the road, give it a blast in a minute, see what that's like. 72 horsepower and 68 Newton meter torque, so a nice amount of power there actually. Now I should explain, this is not, as you may be able to see, the standard Tracer 7. So this is it's got the GT pack on it. It comes with the panniers here, hard case panniers, completely lockable, very useful, very nice. And you have the handguards, the larger screen here, the GT screen as Yamaha call it, which is very nice. And one feature about the screen which is good, one hand adjustable, really easy, smooth mechanism, really like that. You've got the seat, more sculpted seat which comes with the GT pack. Also, this is the first bike I ever owned, the Tracer 7. 8 years ago, I went into the shop, first ever motorbike, bought myself a Tracer 700 it was called then, and I haven't ridden one since, so today is going to be my first time riding it, and wow, what a fantastic, just solid, capable, well-rounded package. It really is just a beast of a machine, this. It is just so reliable, strong and useful motorbike. Let's jump on, go for a cruise. So guys, you may have noticed a few little extras on top of the GT spec for this bike, and that's because there are. So this bike is actually for sale. It's second hand from Blade Motorcycles, so I want to say a massive thanks to Blade for letting me take this Tracer 7 and reminisce about my first motorcycle I've ridden. So thank you, Blade Motorcycles in Swindon. If you're interested in this bike, I'll put a link in the description, guys, for Blade. Take a look, give them a call, have a chat, see what it's all about. So for extra for this bike, you got the Oxford heated grips, which today are an absolute godsend. They go roasting hot and they're just lovely. Also, the previous owner put a big top box on the back to match the red paint as well, which I think matches really nicely. Just so you know, this is not a Bogo Tracer 7. It is tricked out a little bit with a few extra accessories, which I think is it's a really nice spec actually. And the sun comes out, woo! at last. Right, let's get straight into what does she like to ride. Immediately jumping on, you've of course got that CP2 parallel twin motor, which is a peach, and it is just tried and tested throughout Yamaha's range, and it's fantastic for road use. It's torquey, characterful, and you can also, there's a fair bit, it's very fun, and you can ring it out as well. It's quite fun to ring out, which is rare for a twin really. It's a great engine for the road, and just so well balanced. There's no riding modes on this bike. You just get it, really sort of twist and go, and you don't need the riding modes. It's so well fueled, and the power delivered so nicely. It's a great package, great power plant. On top of that, on this bike, this is the lightest in its class. It coming in at wet weight 196 kilograms, so it's very light, and immediately jumping on, I can feel it. It's a nimble motorcycle, this. Okay, I say it's very light. 196 isn't very light, but it's light for a bike of this class, and you can definitely feel that. It feels very nice in that department. God, look at the water there. Jeez, we're just getting completely flooded. We're going to be swimming soon. We're going to need motorbikes with paddles on. So with that lightweight and the great power delivery, it immediately jumping on, you can just feel its nimbleness, excuse the technical term. Once you get used to it, it's a really fun, capable ride, this. It's a very nimble bike and a blast to ride through twisties. You can seriously have some fun with it. Now, if we're comparing it to the Triumph Tiger 660 Sports, that's got the triple engine, which is a bit of a peach, that triple engine. Now, immediately jumping on, I would say the Triumph triple is more quality feeling motor. You can ring it out more being a triple and rev it more. However, there's something about this parallel twin that just feels bomb proof. It just feels unbreakable. Great torque and power delivery. It's a really great motor. So I'm gonna say, although a different delivery, it's on par with the Triumph's motor. Now, as for the Versy 650, I haven't ridden that, and that is a parallel twin, so maybe similar, but I should think that the CP2 is a little bit nicer. As for the V-Strom 650, now that's a V-twin, so that is a different power delivery, but very nice power delivery in that. It's very characterful V-twin. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going there. Come on, Renan. Yeah, the V-Strom's got a V-twin. It's different, more characterful, but I think this parallel twin really pips it on performance compared to that V-Strom 650. So yeah, first impressions, really rather good, and I've completely forgotten I've got 2 panniers and a massive top box on the back, and I just have been riding it and completely forgotten about that. You got 17-inch wheels, front and rear, which is great. It's just a really great handling bike, this, and comfortable as well. So the screen, guys, you've got a standard sort of LCD, nothing too complicated there. You can switch between your trips and your audio, etc., but really it's not a massive tech fest, this bike. It's nice and simple, and I don't think you need much more. You may be missing having cruise control if you're going touring, but that's all it's lacking really. It's great fun on these roads. It's just such a nice amount of power. It's not intimidating. You can really ring it out and enjoy it. Aha! The roads have been affected by the floods. Feet up. Oh my god. Please don't get too deep. Ah, that's alright. Cheers, buddy. Benefit of a slightly taller bike there. She handled it beautifully. Right guys, just run over a few specs for you. Seat height, weight, suspension, brakes, etc. So seat height, 835 millimeters. It's really not a high seat height. It's higher to give you a nice commanding position on the road. Comfortable, sat upright. You definitely don't feel inferior on the road. But then it's not a big adventure bike seat height. So I'm 5'9", 32-inch inseam, and as you can see, really comfortably flat-footed with a slight bend in my knee as well. So yeah, it's a great seat height and great riding position altogether. The screen being adjustable with the one hand, nice adjustability on it. Oh, that's something to mention. I think I mentioned that earlier. you get the bigger screen with the GT this bike's got, so it's actually good wind protection and better than the Tracer 9, I think, so that's something to consider if you like that. Wet weight, as we've been over, 196 kilograms, lightest in the class, and you can really feel it on the road. It's just so nimble. Being able to flat foot it nice and easily, even with the panniers on the back, I genuinely find this a really fun bike to ride around there. The light of the bike genuinely really does help it be more fun on the road. So yeah, great specs and dimensions. Okay, so quick brakes up front. You have two 282mm discs with 4 piston calipers on. Yeah, the brakes are nice, not mega sharp, but then they've got plenty of biting power there and more than adequate for the bike. Onto the rear brake. On the rear you have a single 245mm disc with a single pot caliper. As standard, decent brakes on the rear, but nothing to write home about, all good back here. Onto the suspension. Up front you have 41mm telescopic forks with 130mm of travel, adjustable manually on the top of the fork, so a nice little bit of adjustability there. So guys, on the rear shock you have 142mm of travel, and you have adjustability, you have preload and rebound adjustability on the rear suspension there as well. Just whilst we're here, I'd also like to show the how easy the operation of the screen is. It's a one-handed, yes, in its lowest setting now. Is it? No, it's in its highest, excuse me. So push down, pop the lever down, and then that's its lowest, and then if you want to come up, pop that down, and you're up. Just really smooth mechanism and a nice amount of adjustability on the screen there, which is it's nice. It's good wind protection. Also, you've got the more fairing up front here. It's a nice bit of wind protection for your legs and body as well. Not too much, it's not the biggest fairing, but it's adequate. So an added feature for practicality as well, you also have with the GT model, the 2 panniers, as I've mentioned, the hard panniers, and then this very large top box that the previous owners fitted, which I actually really like that setup. I would go for all 3, just really practical, hard, lockable luggage, a nice system. I had it before on my bike, works nicely, very practical. So yeah, overall just a really great all-round solid motorbike that you can rely on and sort of use every day, really. Yeah, all looking very good so far. Right, let's hop back on because I'm starting to shake. It is freezing. Get those Oxford grips back on. They're lovely, these. Put it on 75, perfect. I'll show you a bit more floods here. This is like a Yamaha Tracer 7 review plus a local flood scout out. Look at that, that's the entrance to someone's house. It's completely flooded, see all the water running in. Hopefully it hasn't made it into their home. Also, riding along here, we are just higher than the water level. Look at all that water in the ditches. It's lucky this road's accessible. So the beauty of these Tracers, and the reason I bought mine over the MT-07, the naked version, is it's just got that more practical everyday usability. The wind protection, the screen as we were mentioning, the panniers on the back, the higher up riding position. I just felt as a learner, and as the reasons I wanted to ride the bike, it's just a little bit more practical really and usable for those longer journeys, and I'm really pleased and I stand by that. I would probably have this Tracer over a standard MT-07. Also, you can stand up in the pegs, you know, it's not an adventure bike, but it's fun to do. Just riding down that little track back there with the water either side, you can stand up and you can get that sort of adventure vibe really, which is, it's always fun if you're going on little trips on your motorcycle. I must say it's wet today, but I really haven't noticed it being slippy on this bike. It handles so well, it's so nimble and easy to ride. Just really being able to get on it, which is nice even in the wet. Really instills confidence. So what's the suspension like on the move? It is good. It's fairly basic suspension. When you really start moving on bumpier roads, you can start to feel limitations with it, but it's got a small amount of adjustability, and it's more than adequate for this type of bike. It's just if you were fully loaded up with your panniers fully loaded up and a pillion and you're pushing it along on a road, you'll start to feel its limitations come on a little bit. What's she like on faster roads? So she got 6 gears, 6 up, 70 miles an hour, no problem at all. So no cruise control, unfortunately. That would be nice on this bike, but at the price point I don't think it's the end of the world. One thing I would say, the reason I got rid of my Tracer 7 was because I was travelling back from Somerset to London a lot, commuting. I hope you can hear me with that wind. Quite a lot coming off the top of that screen actually. It's perfect at 70 mile an hour, but as soon as you start going up to 75, maybe even 80, which I never did of course, but if you were to go 80, you may start to feel a little bit of vibes through the handlebars, and it just starts to feel like the engine's feeling a little bit stretched, and I didn't like that feeling. I just wanted a bigger motor. I ended up getting an Africa Twin, which didn't go too well either. But yeah, that's possibly a limitation to the Tracer 7. Other than that, 70 or below, you're absolutely cruising on these longer roads. It's really comfortable. So I popped the heated grips up to 100%, by the way. Oh, perfect. God, I need to get some for my personal bike. So any downsides to the Tracer 7 whilst we're on it? I suppose there's the looks. I'm personally not a massive fan of the looks. Looks are very subjective, but I think possibly the handguards are a little bit small for me, a little bit. Angles are just a little bit not quite right, but that's really personal looks, really nitpicking there. So compared to the rivals, guys, how does the Tracer 7 stack up? Well, being in the sort of mid-range price at 8,800, it's a little bit cheaper than the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 and more than the Versys and the V-Strom. Straight up, I would definitely take this Tracer 7 over the Versys 650 or the V-Strom 650. I've got to say, really the competition for me is between the Tiger Sport and the Tracer 7. I came into the review thinking it's going to be very hard to beat that Tiger Sport. The engine on that is just really top premium quality feeling motor and a great package all round. I'm really struggling now though. I think I would go for this Tracer 7. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I think I would. Spec'd like this, you know, it'll come in a little bit more with these heated grips and all of the little extras, the top box, etc. But spec like this with the GT spec, I would go for this Tracer 7. I think it is the best in the class. I think it is the ultimate middleweight, what do you want to say, sports tourer, is it, I presume? Yeah, let's go with that. Best middleweight sports tourer. I'm going Tracer 7, and it just feels bomb-proof as well. Like, I had mine for not that long, about a year and a half, and I didn't have anything go wrong with it. There's this Yamaha traditional reliability, which is very nice to have, and it's a riot to ride with the practicality as well. However, I'm not a fan of the looks, but we can get over that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed to the channel for lots more motorbiking reviews and tours, etc. I shall see you in the next video. Take it easy out there, ride happy. Shout out to mental health awareness. Take care. Ciao Bella.